Welcome to Mizzou K-12 Online. In this video, we're going to take a look at flexible courses in Canvas from a student's perspective. When students log into Canvas, the first thing they see is a page showing recent activity in all of the courses they're enrolled in. Students can click on any of these links to read read and unread announcements or other assignments. Clicking on Courses and Groups shows a drop-down list of all of a student's courses and any groups he or she is enrolled in. Note that students can also access links to their grades, calendar, or student support at the top of the page. When students click on a specific course, the home page appears, with the title of the course running across the top. Depending on the course, students might see tiles representing each lesson or a sliding gallery with a separate image for each lesson. Clicking on either the tiles or the sliding images allows them to go directly to specific modules. It's recommended that they click on the Getting Started link on the home page to access student-oriented tutorials and other helpful information. On the left side of the page are links to some of the main sections of the course. We'll talk briefly about each of those in this video. The first link is the syllabus, which has a ton of course-specific information on each of its tabs. The overview contains an official catalog description and, in some cases, an introduction from the developer of the course. Under the Materials tab, students can find out if there are any specific materials they'll need to complete the course, whether that's textbooks, registration codes, or calculators. The Technical tab informs them of any specific technical requirements for the course, which might include things like downloading Math Player for a math course. The Grades tab contains detailed information on how the course will be graded. This is a really important tab because it provides students with the actual grading scale for the course, and it also gives them detailed information about exams and how to prepare for them. The Credit tab lists details about the course developers and the media used in the course. And finally, the last tab is Notices, which lets students know that Mizzou K-12 Online will do everything it can to accommodate any disabilities students might have. Students are also informed about Mizzou K-12 Online's plagiarism policy. One other nice thing about the syllabus page is the list of assignments at the bottom. Students can always refer to this page to see what assignments are coming up. If they click on any of the links, they can go directly to that assignment. The Modules page is where students go to access all of the content for their course, their lesson pages, quizzes, exams, and assignments. It gives them an important overview of the course and helps them keep track of what they viewed and what they haven't. If a module is closed, clicking on the module will open it up. Within an open module, students can see the different sections of the lesson. The text below each section title shows them whether or not they viewed that section, with a little green check mark next to it if they have. Within the module, they can also see whether they've submitted an assignment and how many points it's worth. Here, too, they can click on the links to view the assignments directly. If they've submitted a quiz, for example, they can click to see how they answered. If we look at Lesson 1, we can see that the student has not viewed the sections of this module, and so that lesson is labeled as In Progress, and the next lessons are locked. You'll notice that beginning with Lesson 2, there is a prerequisite box at the bottom of the module, saying that the previous lesson must be completed first. That means students can't jump around within the course and complete the lessons out of order. Next to the Grades link, we can see that there is a little blue circle indicating that a student has one graded assignment to review. Clicking on the link takes them to the Grades page where they can view the notification. This is where they'll go to view their scores and see how many points each assignment or exam is worth. Speech bubbles in the far right column indicate that there are attached comments. They can click on the bubbles to read them. They can also click on the links to go directly to the assignments or exams. This gives them a chance to review their completed work and leave comments in the right-hand column. If students want a printout of their grades, they can click on the Print Grades button at the top of the page. Finally, the Helpful Resources page contains quite a few tips for all Mizzou K-12 online courses. Students will find study tips and an orientation quiz. They can also download a course planning sheet to get organized and help themselves prepare. There are tabs for different library resources, technical requirements, and proctored exams. The activity on the proctored exams page gives students tips on how to take their exams. And finally, there are also tabs for Mizzou K-12 Online, policies, and other helpful tutorials. Let's look again at the top menu on the page. We've already seen that the Courses and Groups menu will take students to a specific course or group, but the other links here are also helpful. If they click on the Grades tab, students can see their grades for all of the courses they're enrolled in. The Calendar link takes them to their personal calendar so they can track their upcoming due dates. And the Student Support link provides information on how they can contact Mizzou K-12 Online for help. These links are always visible at the top of the page. On the right side of the page, students will see a list of recent feedback. Above that is a link to view their course stream, which will show them their recent activity in the course once they begin participating. And that's a very brief look at the Canvas interface. Let's go over a few other important features. When they're first getting started in Canvas, it's a good idea for students to set up their profiles. They can access their profiles by clicking on the Settings link and then Edit Settings. Here they can see any options they're allowed to change depending on their particular installation of Canvas. Students can upload their profile pictures by clicking on the profile image. They can upload a picture from their computers, take a picture with their computer's camera, or import an existing Gravatar account if they have one. Once they crop their image and click Save, their profiles are ready to go. A Mizzou K-12 Online assignment can be a written essay, a PowerPoint project, a series of short answer questions, a short story, a series of math problems, a science project, or even a foreign language recording. Students will usually have at least one assignment per lesson. Some lessons contain short quizzes instead, which are open book. Students can use the lesson materials and their textbooks to complete the quizzes. Both quizzes and assignments are different from exams in that exams are not open book. Exams are scheduled, proctored assessments. Upcoming and submitted assignments are listed in several places. Students can find them at the bottom of the syllabus page and on the grades page. They're also listed on the modules page where all of the course content appears. To submit an assignment, students click on the assignment title, which takes them to a page with detailed submission instructions. Here they'll see a list of what exactly they need to submit, as well as how to submit each file. If a student tries to submit an assignment for a locked module, they will get this page, with a list of prerequisites they have to complete first before they can unlock it. Once they're ready to submit an assignment, they will click on the Submit Assignment link on the right side of the page. Now they have two options for submitting their assignment, either through a Canvas file upload or through Google Docs. For this tutorial, we will be submitting a file through the File Upload tab. Students will browse to the file through Canvas and then hit Open. If they have another file to upload, they can click on the Add Another File link and redo the process. If they have any comments to add along with their assignment, they can type those in the Comments dialog box. When they are finished uploading files and adding comments, they'll click the Submit Assignment button. Their work should appear on the right side of the page under the Submission heading, with a confirmation turned in checkmark. They can always download assignments they've uploaded by clicking on the links under Submission Details. The comment they added also appears in the submission box. If they want to check for instructor feedback, they can click on the Submission Details link to go to a page where they can preview the assignment they uploaded and see any new comments. If they need to, they can also click on the Resubmit Assignment link to turn in a revised copy of their work. Once a student has submitted an assignment, they can click on the Grades link on the left to see a list of their assignments for the course, along with any grades and comments. Clicking on their submitted assignments allows them to see the submission details or download their work. To open a lesson quiz, students will go to their course modules, or the grades or syllabus page, and click on a quiz link. When they open up a quiz, they can see all the important details: the due date, the number of questions, how many points the quiz is worth, and whether there's a time limit. Once they're ready to begin, they hit the Take the Quiz button. The quiz will open and record the time and date when they began. Any specific quiz instructions will appear at the start of the quiz. Students can also see the point values for each question as they scroll down. To answer a question, they will click on the circle next to a correct answer. The question bank on the right side of the page will indicate with a check mark that they have answered that question. Quizzes are automatically saved as students are working on them. This means that they can always start a quiz and then come back later to finish it. They can see the time of the last save at the bottom of the quiz next to the Submit Quiz button. They also have the option to flag questions that they want to return to by clicking on the flags next to the question numbers. The flags will turn yellow and also appear flagged in the question bank on the right side of the page. Once they've finished the quiz, students click Submit Quiz. To check their answers, they will open the grades page and see their score and the total points possible. If they click on the link for the quiz, they can review their answers and compare them to the correct ones. If students have any comments they'd like to add to the quiz, they can type them in the box at the right and save them, and those comments will appear on the grades page next to the quiz. Just to review, a Mizzou K-12 online quiz is open book, but an exam is not. Exams must be scheduled in advance, and students can only request an exam after completing all of the lessons leading up to that exam. They will also have a proctor with them when they take an exam. Students will need to identify and get their proctor approved before they attempt to take an exam. We have more details on finding an approved proctor on our website or the Helpful Resources page in Canvas. To take an exam, students will go to either their course modules, the grades page, or the syllabus, wherever they can access a list of their upcoming assignments. They will click on the link for the exam to open it up. Here they can see details about the exam, the number of points, the number of questions, the amount of time they will have to take it, and some brief directions. When they are ready to begin, they will click Take the Quiz. Students will be prompted to enter their access code on the next screen. They won't know the access code for their exam. Only their approved proctor will know the code. He or she will enter in the code for the student, and the exam will begin. Once a student begins an exam, the timer will start. They can see the timer counting down in minutes on the right-hand side of the screen. Just as they do for quizzes, students answer questions by clicking on the circle next to the correct answer, or typing their answer into the blank field. The question bank on the right side of the page will indicate with a check mark that the student has answered that question. Students can also flag questions to return to later in the exam. Once a student finishes an exam, they will click Submit Quiz. Because our exams are secured, the student won't be able to review their answers or obtain feedback like they're able to with other graded quizzes. However, if they have any questions, they can contact student support via the Canvas link. If an exam has all computer-graded questions, students will see their score immediately. However, if part or all of an exam has instructor-evaluated components, for example, an exam with one or more essays, Canvas will let them know that there are still questions waiting to be scored by the instructor. Students should receive their score within 5 days, and Canvas will provide them with a notification when this occurs. Students can use the calendar within Canvas to stay organized and on track. The calendar is located at the top of the Canvas screen. This calendar is currently blank because the student is enrolled in flexible courses, and there are no dates automatically added to the calendar. Students have the ability to add as many reminders as they like to their calendar. The default view is monthly, but students can view their calendar by week, agenda view, or scheduler view by clicking the tabs in the upper right corner. In month view, students click the calendar buttons to move from month to month. Agenda view shows them a list of all of their calendar items. We'll go back to this tab once we've added some events. Finally, the scheduler view is a tool an instructor can use to schedule events like office hours, group presentations, or other things students have the option to sign up for. There are currently no group events, but students will be notified if their instructor does create one. Let's get started by adding some dates. To add a reminder, students will either click on the specific date on the calendar or click the Add button in the upper right corner. A window will open asking for event details. Their calendar should be set to their name by default so that any items they add will only appear on their personal calendar. Clicking on the More Options button takes them to an editor window where they can add more details. They will hit Submit when they're finished, and their event will appear on the calendar. To view an event they've added, students click on the title to open a pop-up box with all the event details. From this box, they can either edit or delete the event. When they're finished, they'll hit the X in the upper right corner. Now when we click on Week View, we see the students' reminders listed by week. When we go back to Agenda View, we now see a list view of all of the students' items. We can click on any item to view details about the event. And that's an overview of Mizzou K-12 online courses in Canvas. For more information about Mizzou K-12 Online, be sure to check out our website at mizzouK12online.missouri.edu.